Hello everyone, what's up? It's me, the Phenomenal Critic, and I just have one question to ask. Is this your card? No. Is this your card? Is this your card? Is your card even in the freaking deck? Of course not! So, what movie am I going to be talking about today? I'm going to be talking about the movie known as the magic film known as Now You See Me, which the story of the movie is four magicians who are probably like the world's greatest magicians come together to create a group known as the Four Horsemen. And in this group, while they are doing their magic show, they are robbing a certain person that they come up on stage. They do some kind of charade. Next thing you know, bam, they do a magic trick. Their bank accounts are drained, and they're giving money to other people as well. So, how this movie is going? It is going with let's talk about the magicians. They're each a different kind. There is there's the mentalist, who, when we see him, he is messing with one of the people's minds, and he's the one who does the "you're getting very sleepy," puts him to sleep with the snap of his fingers, and, you know, he can basically be a dick, and he can basically ruin someone's life by bringing up something that if he cheated on his wife or something like that, yeah. You got the mentalist, you got the escape artist, who I honestly thought was a chick from Watchmen, who was like, yes, we get to see her tits. Oh, we don't get to see her tits. Dang. But don't worry, it's not the same chick. However, she is just as hot. I can't see her in spandex. No, that's not her. But anyway, so she is the escape artist, and her and what she's doing is she's in this tank, she's in a straitjacket, and above her is a tank of piranhas, and she has 1 minute to escape. And, you know, of course, you know, things go bad, and all of a sudden, the piranhas jump on her, all of a sudden it turns to a big blushy, gory thing. I was like, wow, murder in the wow. I never thought that this would happen. A magic trick that goes wrong? Of course not. She's like, oh, what kind of crap is that? She's in the crowd. She escaped. Then we have the guy who, is this your card? What he is doing is the trick of, is this your card? No. Is this your card? First, study your card. Is this your card? No. Is this your card? No. Is your card even in this deck? No. Is this your card? And he actually, I guess he paid people in the building to turn off some of the lights to make it look like a card. So, yeah, that was pretty good. And then we have this other guy who, basically, he's not that good, I guess you could say, because someone figures out his stuff, like, figures out what he's doing, and he ends up, like, taking this guy's wallet because he figured out his trick and stuff like that. So, each one of these magicians, each one of their act is followed by a guy in a hoodie. You know, he's walking around and he's at their shows and he's watching them and he bumps into every single one of them. And at each of their acts there is a card that represents one of the Four Horsemen. Death, war, pestilence. Crap, what was it? There's war, pestilence, death. The one that means hunger. Anyways, so yeah, they come together, they go into this apartment, and two of them know each other. They've heard of each other, but only two know each other. The main guy, him and the chick who's the escape artist, she was his assistant, and apparently they had a love thing, and they talk about why they broke up and stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. So then they all of a sudden, hey, there's a plan. Someone has been setting all this up for them to become the world's greatest group of magicians. And each act is in a big place. Like the first one is, I can't remember where the first one is, but the trick they do, they bring this guy who owns a bank in France, who has like billions of dollars. And what they do is they have him step inside this machine that will transport him to his bank. And so they do this, and when he is there, they tell him, put the middle of this card in your money. So when he does that, they suck up all the money, and it goes all over the audience, and they robbed him. And so they find him in his vault, and all the money's gone. So, and then we get into Morgan Freeman's character, along with this detective who's played by the guy who did the Hulk in the Avengers. He's still a very good actor. Even after Avengers, clearly shown, he's still a good actor. So, he is trying to catch the magicians. He's trying to catch the Four Horsemen. And Morgan Freeman, his character in this movie, he is a person who he used to be magic. He used to be a magician, but then he decided, you know what? No, I'm tired of all this fakeness. I am going to be a person who catches people in the act, and I evaluate everything that they do and all their flaws and tricks and stuff. So he basically gets paid to basically prove that the stuff the magicians do are fake. Yeah. So each act that happens, he takes the detectives to the place and tells how they did it. So like how they did the time machine thing, they have the guy step in. Oh, and they put this little thing on the dude's head. But anyways, then they do the smush thing, which you honestly think is a teleporter, but no. Turns out the magician show was under the bank. And so there's a vent right under it, and it sucks all the money up. Then we get to the second one, where we get the guy who played Alfred in the new Dark Knight films, who played Alfred. He is a very wealthy man, and they're trying to make it big by having him support them or something like that. So what they do, they know that the detective is trying to catch him, and the mentalist guy, what he does is he says, oh, I forgot what they did. Oh, in the first one, they have ping pong balls. And they do like a number, row, yada, yada, yada. That's how the person gets picked. In this one, what they do, the mentalist gets a group of people, and he says, you all are running backs. You all are going to protect the quarterback from the person trying to catch him. And when I say a certain word, you'll do something. Oh, yeah, and at the beginning of this movie, they set up a word. Whenever someone says BS, they'll start doing the concerto. They'll start doing that. And so basically, in the second one, they drain the rich guy's money vault, like big time. So what they do is they have each of you read me what your account number says, and like how much money they have in your bank accounts. And so then they bring up the big rich guy, and then they did something that involved them taking money from his account and putting in everyone else's, or taking money from other one's accounts and putting in everyone else's. And so then they ended up chaining him to the stage, and then when the major detective got on stage, they said the word, and he's like, wait, and he got tackled by the people. I was like, that was pretty good. Then the third act, there's only three. There's only three acts. And the guy who played in the Avengers, he's trying to figure out how to stop them. How do I beat them? What do I do to stop them? Morgan Freeman keeps telling you you're going at it the wrong way. And at the beginning, early in the story, we get a story about like the world's greatest magician, how he used to be the world's greatest escape artist and everything, and how he died in an act that he did. And I think Morgan Freeman had something to do with it, but like proving that what he was doing wasn't impressive, and he proved it fake, and then he died or something like that. But anyway, so the third act really doesn't have anything to do with them at all. Like they have like themselves on a big stage. And they had themselves on a big stage, and they're not even there. They steal this big vault. And the first thing that they do something like with this bunny. They put it in a box, and then they open the box, and there's nothing there. What they actually did was they put a fake wall in the middle of the box, made it look like there was nothing in there. That's what they did with this. They said, where's the vault? The vault's gone. And actually the vault wasn't gone. It was just behind a bigger wall that made it look like they stole everything in the vault. So then they get in there, and the more everything looks out, they're saying, okay, they never really stole any of the money. What is going on? Morgan Freeman can't even figure it out, and he's trying to figure it out. And the detective's accomplice keeps reading things about ancient Egypt and how they would do tricks and stuff like that. And this movie does have a big twist. And when Morgan Freeman gets set up, and he gets put in jail, and the detective is in prison with him, and then when he's talking to Morgan Freeman, he turns around and all of a sudden the guy's out. The detective was the one who assembled them all together. I was like, what? No, no. But I was correct when I guessed. I was like, okay, Morgan Freeman is obviously the one I thought Morgan Freeman was the one who was setting this all up. I was like, okay, it makes perfect sense. You know, he's proving everything that they're doing is wrong, and he knows the stuff so well. That was actually, they had us actually confused. They actually had us falling for it. And I was like, okay, that's pretty good. So, the guy who played the Hulk in the Avengers is like, he's like, it was you. It was you all along. And he's like, yes. Because I guess Morgan Freeman had something to do with his dad's death. I don't know. So, yeah, basically, after they escaped from their big third performance, which was the biggest in the world, basically they get on this big carousel, and then they disappear forever. You know, like the whole, when you do crime for so many years, and then all of a sudden you disappear and never be heard from again, they do that. And then the detective's partner is there with him and talking about, so he was your father. My father was the greatest magician in the world. And when he died, I practiced years and years to master everything that he couldn't master to become the greatest. And he wanted to bring Morgan Freeman's character to justice. So, yeah, he gets put in prison. He's brought to justice. And there's a bunch of lockets. There's a bunch of locks at the bottom of the ocean. And he says this is the last one. So they put the key in the lock. They throw it in the water. Movie ends. And of course, though I was sitting there with my girlfriend watching this movie. I was like, that movie wasn't actually too bad. We couldn't see The Purge, so we ended up watching this. And actually, I'm glad that I watched it. It's not bad. It's okay. I give it at least maybe 3.5 stars at least. The acting's good. The story's good. It's got some good moments. There's not any lazy acting, but there's people who are, I don't know. But it was a pretty good movie. And, oh yeah, the main dude and the chick, they get back together again. Oh, and I forgot something. When they do this big car chase scene, they do something really cool. They switch out the cars to get one of the magicians away, and they make it look like the magician died. And you're thinking, oh man, he died, no. And then, something else that they did, they made it look like that the third magician, the one that died, he was the one who assembled them all together. I was like, what? No way! No freaking way! Oh, wait, never mind. But yeah, the movie's not too bad. It is definitely something I would check out. If you're into magic and stuff like that, you will definitely like this movie. If you're just looking for a good time and a good way to have a good night, this is one of those movies. I liked it, and I'm giving this 4 stars or 3.5 or 3 at least. Well, guys, I'm the Phenomenal Critic. Check out when I do my Fast 6 review. Subscribe. Tell your friends on YouTube, tell your friends on Facebook. I review anything. I review books, movies, and video games. Yes, I know I need to do some more video game reviews and some more book reviews. Those are coming up soon. Stay tuned, and I hope you guys are going to love what I'm going to do to the Twilight films. You are going to love it. Stay tuned, and you'll find out what I do.